Soar Enchanted. Amora, with Scourge at her side, launches a massive assault on the Vault of Stars. This is a large-scale battle featuring Lady Sif and the three warriors fighting side by side with Soar and Heimdall. Sif leads during line charges with her sword. Vanderbilt perform a gale sword play against the Scourge. Flostog uses brute forces to protect civilians. Hogan fights fiercely but nearly falls to Amora's magic. Thor smashes through waves of enchanted soldier using Mjolnir and lightning. Amora's sorcery is shown as incredibly powerful, able to manipulate the environment, summon eternal chains, and create illusions that disorient even Odin temporarily. Loki's deception is revealed when Thor confronts the disguised Odin. Loki mocks Thor with illusion mid-battle, telling him about the coming chaos. Thor and Loki leaves for Earth. With Doctor Strange aid, they track Odin, while on Earth, Amor sends magical assassins and the enchanted beast to attack Jane, Darcy, and Sylvie, attempt to steal research and keep the prism's power secret. Doctor Strange and Loki have a tense magical duel in the Sanctum, showing sorcery combat, Loki's illusion and tricky versus Strange's raw mystical force. Loki reluctantly agrees to help Thor after Strange's intervention forces him to see the threat Amora poses. Turning to Asgard with Odin, Thor leads the defense against a full-scale invasion by Amora's enchanted army, including magically animated creatures, enslaved frost giant, and her deadly enchantment. Lady Sif and the Warriors 3 engage wave of Amora's enchanted forces. Heimdall commands the Bifrost defense, teleporting reinforcement and cutting off enemy supply lines. Scourge duels Thor in a titanic battle. Amora confronts Odin and Thor in a magical duel. Jane, Darcy, and Sylvie work feverishly to reconstruct and power up the prison during the battle, fighting off magical sentries trying to destroy their work. She nearly kills Heimdall with a magical spear and traps Thor in an illusion where he faces his worst fears only to be freed by Loki's unexpected intervention, marking his beginning of true redemption. With Amor's and Scar's defeat, Thor reclaims Asgard peace. Odin is restored and returned to the throne but warns of future threats. Loki vanishes mysteriously, hinting to new schemes. Jane, Darcy, and Sylvie look forward towards the future cosmic mysteries, and the mid-credit scene as it was, and the post-credit Amora lies unconscious in a dark Asgardian chamber. Her hand twitches, she whispers, "This isn't over." Spider-Man Homecoming. Peter Parker is back in school juggling homework, rooftop battles, and the emotional fallout of Civil War. He tries to stay grounded with the help of his best friend Need Leeds, who assists with suit upgrades and cover stories. Mitchell Jones, MJ, sharp eyes aloof, begins noticing Peter's odd behavior at Midtown High. Peter reconnects with Harry Asper, newly returned from a prep school in Europe. They rekindle their friendship through Harry avoids talking about his powerful father Norman Osborn, now re-emerging from obscurity as Oscorp rebuilds after its internal collapse. Meanwhile, in the shadows of Queens, Adrian Thomas, aka the Vulture, has resurfaced with salvaging Stark and Oscorp tech. He orchestrated a series of high-level robberies known to him. Some of his new gear is being remotely upgraded by a hidden hand. Norman Osborn experimenting with unstable prototype serums and glitter tech stolen during the chaos of Civil War. At home, Peter finds comfort in Aunt May, while Happy Hogan remains his Stark appointed mentor. When May and Happy unexpectedly hit it off, Peter is both amused and horrified. Elsewhere, Pearl Penguin watches as her boyfriend Lonnie Lincoln grow more aggressive and secretively the chemicals that altered in your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man movie continue changing his skin tougher, his anger harder to control. Vulture's attacks grow more dangerous, forcing Spider-Man to intervene more often and more violently. During a high altitude haste above the East River, Peter battles Thomas, barely surviving when Vulture's wing shred part of the bridge. Thomas escapes, but now Spider-Man is on his radar. Norman Osborn reaches out to Peter under the guise of Oscorp's Yao Science Initiative. Their meeting are tense. Norman seems to be testing Peter, manipulating conversations, hinting he knows more than he lets on. Peter declines Norman's offer, suspicious of his intentions. Harry, meanwhile, begins noticing Oscar files disappearing, private labs sealed off, their father acting erratic. When he secretly follows Norman into a hidden lab beneath Oscar Tower, he sees the horrifying truth: the goblin glider, the body armor, and the formula. Norman catches him but lets him go, twisted love in his eyes. Lonnie Lincoln, fully mutated and increasingly unstable, breaks from Pearl emotionally. During a violent encounter, one of the Vulture's enhanced crew, Lonnie, nearly kills him, shocking Pearl. She reaches out to Peter, desperate for help, but he is distracted by MJ, who is now actively investigating his dual identity. MJ confronts Ned, he confesses everything. Ned, meanwhile, pushes Peter to stop hiding from MJ. If you trust her, you tell her. At Oscorp, Norman dons the goblin suit for the first time, testing his reflexes and strengths in secret. His mind splinters. He is no longer just Norman, he is the Green Goblin. The Goblin and Vulture join forces temporarily. Norman uses Vulture as a blunt weapon to test Spider-Man's limits, while he refines his formula. They launch a coordinated strike on the Stark Foundation Gala, packed with donors and press, including Tony Stark himself. Peter is caught in the case doing his suit. He fights Vulture through the burning building while Goblin targets Stark directly. Iron Man steps in, saving civilians, while Spider-Man engages both villains and begins to lose. Unexpectedly, Lonnie arrives, nearly unrecognizable, hardened like marble and eyes glowing faintly. He hurls Vulture into a generator and shields Peter from a goblin bomb. Fatally wounded, Lonnie tells Peter he knew all along. I saw the way you fought. You never wanted to hurt anyone. That's why I helped. With a final praise, Lonnie dies in Pearl's arm. Harry tries to reach his father during the battle atop Asgard building. You don't have to be this, but Norman lashes out, injuring his son. Peter, fueled by guilt and rage, disables Norman's glider and exposes the formula to open air, overloading the suit. Norman collapses unconscious and monstrous. Vulture, escaping with a broken wing, vanishes into the city underbelly, but he is caught by the police. Back at school, MJ finally confronts Peter and he doesn't deny it. She kisses him quietly, saying, "You don't have to hide from me anymore." Harry, heartbroken and disillusioned, prepares to leave New York. At the airport, he opens briefcase labeled Gene Next Industries. Inside, advanced biotech design and veil of goblin formula. He boards the plane to the UK without a word. The mid-credit scene, Adrian Thomas sits in his cell, preceded and brooding. A new prisoner is dragged in. Scorpion, restrained and furious as the guard leaves, a familiar voice cuts through the silence. Dr. Otto Octavius steps into the hall, flanked by two armed guards who seem to obey him. Otto, you both failed alone. How about we succeed together? He smiles coldly. The world has forgotten us, but we are about to remind them. And the end credit scene, Peter sits next to MJ, still in costume, his mask off. She nudges him. So Spider-Man got any plans for senior year? He laughs, just hoping I get to keep what matters, Zekas, this time without hesitation. Guardians of the Galaxy will be as it was, but with a minor change that Ronan won't die in the movie. Black Panther. After Captain America Civil War, T'Challa returns to Wakanda to mourn his father and takes the throne. He is guided by Queen Ramonda, wise and unyielding, and counseled spiritually by Zuri, the eldest brightest warrior. The coronation is interrupted by seismic events off the coast and reports of illegal vibranium dealing. The South Africa, Julius Club is seen smuggling vibranium. He is approached by mysterious buyer Sergei Kravenov, aka Kraven the Hunter, a global trophy hunter fascinated by mices of Wakanda. Clue offers him sonic weapons and the insider knowledge to infiltrate Wakanda and lure out the Black Panther. Wakanda scientists detect deep-sea tremors. Shuri and Nakia investigate and find ruins with symbols unknown to Wakanda. Soon after, Namor, ruler of Talokan, rises from the depths and warns T'Challa to stop oceanic vibranium mining. He claims Wakanda's past mining caused ecological harm to the hidden empire. Wabako, head of border security and Okai's partner, is frustrated by Wakandan's passive stance as Kraven begins sabotaging vibranium supply lines and attacking Wakandan wildlife. Wabaki secretly meets with the Claw, entertaining the idea of supporting Kraven's attack. Kraven and his mercenaries set traps in the Wakandan jungle, hunting rare beasts and leaving taunts for T'Challa. He calls it a test. Wakanda's king versus nature's ultimate hunter. Kainaki and the Dora Milaje are ambushed in a battle where Kraven uses sonic weapons and nearly kills a Wakandan scout. T'Challa captures Claw and integrates him with the help of Everheart Ross. Claw reveals Kraven's plan to take Wakanda's heart, the vibranium core beneath Mount Bushinga. Meanwhile, Zori confesses to T'Challa that King T'Chaka once knew about the Talican and choose silence. The guilt now falls on T'Challa. Namor returns with his elite warriors and warns that if Wakanda doesn't shut down all vibranium export and ocean mining, he will flood the nation. Where Mapako confronts Namor and Kraven and pushes the duel. Cause erupts. Zori dies protecting Shuri. The sacred grove is destroyed. T'Challa realizes Kraven wants Wakanda and Talokan to destroy each other. He brokers a fragile alliance with Namor, offering peace in return for help defeating Kraven. Shuri builds tech mining Wakandan and Talokan designed to neutralize Kraven's sonic weapons. T'Challa, Namor, Okai, Naki, and Wamkabi and Mopako storm the Vibranium cavern. Kraven unleashes genetically modified beast and uses a Vibranium enhanced spear in single combat. Klaw, realizing he has been used, tries to stop Kraven and is killed. Namor defeats Kraven's beasts underwater. T'Challa defeats Kraven in hand-to-hand combat and spares him, honoring mercy over vengeance. Kraven falls into a vibranium shift, pursued dead. Wupako returns to Okai and Bleach Lighty, ashamed but forgiven, and he is punished. Queen Ramonda helps lead peace effort between Wakanda and Talokan. T'Challa honors Zuri sacrifice by planting a new heart-shaped herb grove. Nakia is appointed as Wakanda's ambassador to Talokan. Shuri and Namor begins exchanging knowledge, hinting to future collaboration. The post-credit scenes as it was, and Everhart Ross role and Mabako roles as original movie.